So today we're going to go over 1.2. 1.2, it's the graph of an equation. Graph of an equation. So last time we talked about the coordinate plane, and this time we're going to go over the graph of the equation. So first things we have to know what's the mean of the graph. So the graph is here. The graph equation is a curve. Is a curve by plotting many points as we can. Then we connect them by smooth curve. Okay, so this is the definition of the graph of an equation. So let me give you example how to graph an equation. For example 1. The question is sketch of an equation. It's 2x minus y equal 3. So first things, when we see equation like that, the best things we have to solve this equation in terms of y. This is mean we have to make the equation y equal something. So how we can make this equation equal as y equals something? What we have to do here?
Is it a minus 2x both sides?
So you subtract 2x from both sides, right? Then, so 2x with the minus 2x is cancelled. So we get here minus y equal minus 2x plus 3. Then what we have to do?
Divide?
We divided by minus 1, all the equation, or we have to multiply all the equation by minus 1 for both sides. So let me multiply by minus 1 here, and we here by multiplying by minus 1 for both of the sides. So minus 1 times minus y, they give me what? Positive y. This is what I need. Now the minus 1 here, we distribute it inside the parentheses for the first term and for the second term. So minus 2x times minus 1 is 2x positive. And plus 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. So now we solve the equation in terms of y. This is the first step. Now, to sketch the graph of this equation, we have to plot x, y. Hold on 1 second. So now, to graph something like that, equation like that, we have to draw a table. This table has like x value, and we have to take the y value. So the x, it will be like random variable, like any variable we have to choose. So let me draw a table. So we have here.
Is what's it called? X, is it like 1, 2, 3, like
Yes,
that?
exactly. It's like random points. So which point would you like to choose here? So this is my x and this is my y. Y equal 2x minus 3, and we have here to get the points x and y. Which point would you like to choose here for x? Can you give me random points?
1,
1. What else?
2,
2, 3. Let's take minus number. It takes 0 and minus 1. So these numbers, you plug it inside the y here, inside this equation. Then we get 2 points, the first point and the second point, x and y. So plug the minus 1 inside the equation. What we have?
is it -5?
Yeah, it's 2 times -1 is -2, minus 3 is -5. So y here is equal 2 times -1 minus 3, you give me -5. So the first one is -1 and -5, the first point. -1 and -5. Okay, second point, the 0. We'll do the for the second point.
-3.
-3, the same idea. So you plug the 0 inside this equation. 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3 is -3. So here y equal 2 times 0 minus 3. Give me -3. So the point is 0 and -3. Who will do the third one?
-1.
-1, the same idea. So we plug the 1 inside the equation. So y equal 2 times 1 minus 3, give me -1. So the third point is 1 and -1. For number 2, who will do the point x equal 2?
1.
Is 1. The same things, 2 times 2 minus 3 is give me 4 minus 3 is 1. So the point here is 2 and 1. For 3,
3,
3, it's 3. So 2 times, so again 2 times 3 minus 3, they give me here 6 minus 3 is 3. So the point is 3 and 3. So I get bunch of points. Now I plug this point inside the equation. I represent this point in the xy coordinate. So the first point is here, -1 and 5, -5. So this is -1 here. So again, this is the y-axis, and this is my x-axis. So the point is -1 and -5. So this is -1. We go to the coordinate, it's -5. This is -5 here. So the first point would be here, look like here. This is -1 and -5. The second point, it's 0 and -3. So this is 0 here. And here is -3. So this is my second point. The fourth point is 1 and -1. So we have here 1. And -1, it's the y coordinate. So it will be look like this here. This point, it will be like 2 and 1. So the x coordinate is 2 and the y coordinate is 1. So 2, this is 2, and this is 1. Again here, 3 and 3. So we'll go to the 3 and 3 in the y coordinate. It will be like here. Okay. Now we draw a line between this point. So it's gonna be look like something like that. Here is my line. So this is the graph of this equation. Anyone has a question?
So you can choose any set of number for x, right?
Yes, any certain number or whatever, but yeah, but it's better to take the numbers negative and positive. So I take here -1, the 0, and the positive numbers. Here it's look like a line. Okay, any question? Okay, let's go to the next example. So here example 2.
Wait, this is 1.2.
This is 1.2, yes. The graph of an equation.
But we skipped. We didn't do this in the beginning, or
No, we did last time 1.1, today 1.2.
oh,
So example 2, again, sketch the graph y equal x squared -2. Same idea exactly by using the plotting point. By using points. So the same idea here, we have to take like random variable x and we plug inside the formula, get the y, then we get the points. This point we represent it in the xy coordinate. Okay. By the way, this is 0 here. Here is 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. And the same things for the y-axis. So here it's solved already in terms of y. Say they give me y equal x squared -2. The equation is solved already. So now we have just only using a point and plug inside this equation and we get a point, xy coordinate and y coordinate. Then we represent it in the Cartesian plane or the coordinate plane from last time. So let's now take in a point. First of all, let me draw the table. So this is my point x, and here is my y equal x squared minus 2. And the point is x comma y. So which point would you like to use here?
We could use the same numbers from last time.
Yes, but let me take like more negatives because last time we got only -1. So we're going to use these numbers, but we have to add another like negative numbers. Let me take the -2. So -1, 0, and 1, and 2. So again, you plug it inside the equation and we got xy, the point xy. So okay, who will do the first one? -2.
I got 2. Hello? Hello?
Yes. So for the -2, who will do the first one?
I got 2.
So you get 2. So you plug the -2 inside the formula, -2 squared, -2. So -2 squared is 4, -2 is 2. So the first point is -2 and 2. The second point, who will do the second point? -1.
Is it negative, what's called 2? I mean,
-2, let me check.
no, -1.
-1. Okay, so -1 squared -2, they give me -1 squared is 1, -2. So 1 minus 2 is -1. So the first one is the point is -1 and -1. For the 0, we'll do the 0.
It's -2.
It's -2. Yeah, exactly. So y equals 0 squared -2. You give me -2. So 0 and -2. For the 1, we'll do the 1.
-1.
So -1. 1 squared -2, they give me 1 -2, give me -1. So the point is 1 and -1. And for the 2, the same things, like -2. Give me 2.
That'll be
So
0.
y equal, for the -2 is 0.
Oh, no, 2, 2.
No, it's 2. Let me check. -2 squared -2, they give me 4 -2, it's 2. So the point is 2 and 2. So now we represent this point in the plane. So we have the y coordinate, y-axis and x-axis. So this is my y-axis, and this is the x-axis here. So again, you represent this point inside the Cartesian plane. First point is -2 and 2. So it will be look like here. So this is -2 and 2. -2, there's -2, and this is 2 here. -1 and -1. So there's -1 and -1 here. So it will look like here. At 0, it's -2. So let me move this point a little bit here. So this point here. At 0, it's -2. This is 0. And here is -2. At 1, it's -1. If you like here, this is 1. At 2, it's 2. It's look like here. So the graph for these things, it will be like this, parabola. Just like this, go down. Okay, so this is the graph of this equation. Y equal x squared minus 2. Okay, any question? Anyone has a question? Okay, so anyone has a question? Okay, let's go to another example. Okay, example 3. Sketch the graph y equal the absolute value for x. So this is the absolute value. We know every negative number turn to positive, and the positive keep it positive, and the 0 keep it 0. So let's take random points. So again, x and y and the points. So here x is y equal the absolute value for x, and here's the point x comma y. So let's take random points. Will give me the points here. What is the point?
About -2 to +2.
Yes, it's good. So -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. -2. Plug it inside the equation. So y equal the absolute value for -2 is, what's the absolute value for -2?
+2.
Is +2. So the point is -2, 2. For -1, you plug it again, so you turn it from negative to positive. So I get y equal the absolute value for -1. It is again changing the negative to positive, give me 1. So the point is -1, 1. What about 0? What is the absolute value for 0?
On 0.
0, yes. So here y equal the absolute value for 0 is equal 0. So the point is 0, 0. For 1, what's the absolute value for 1?
1.
Is 1. So the point here is 1, 1, and for 2,
2.
2. So here 2, 2. So again, we represent this point inside the plane. So let me draw the plane. This is y-axis, and this is the x-axis. So the first point is 0, 0. So this is 0, 0, the origin. Let me change the colors more bold. So this is 0, 0. Here, the point 0, 0. Now minus 1 and 1. So this is my minus 1 here. And 1 to be here. Minus 2 and 2. So this is my minus 2 x coordinate. And the y coordinate is 2. So it will be like here. Like around here. The point here is 1 and 1. So this is the 1. See, the point will be look like here. And the point here is 2 and 2. So the point is here too. So it's like around here. Now we draw a curve between this point. So it's going to be something like that. Something like that. So this is the first one. Line look like this. All the positive, all the point is positive. So it will be like the upper side of up of the x-axis, because the equation is y equal the absolute value, so the absolute value give me everything positive. Any question for these things? So again, this is my y-axis, and this is the x-axis.
Can you please go back to the other slide? I want to take a picture of it, please.
What do you need?
The other slide.
Oh, okay. So by the way, I don't know if I sent the notes in the Blackboard. So this all lecture notes, it's in the Blackboard. For who like losing any points in this notes, you can go back to the Blackboard and open the link.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anyone has a question for this? So it's easy, just like take any point in the x-axis, plug it inside the equation, and you get the point, and this point you represent it in the xy axis in the plane. Same things here. This is linear. Why? Because this equation is a linear, so it will be look like a line. This parabola, because the equation is quadratic, has the power 2, so it look like a parabola. And here the absolute value always looking like this. Two linear line, but one of them in the first quadrant and the second one in the second quadrant. Now let's go to the intercept. So we have two intercepts. intercepts. So we have x-intercept and y-intercept. So first things, the x-intercept. So the x-intercept, it's the x coordinate of points such that this point where the graph intersect the x-axis. So let me define it here. So the x-intercept is, by the way, any point look like this, a comma b. This is called, a is called the x coordinate. This is review from last time. And this is the point b is called the y coordinate. So here the x-intercept, it's the x coordinate. The x coordinates of points where the graph of the equation intersect the x-axis. How we can find this point? This is the important things, how we can find them. So you plug the zero, you set by setting or set y equals 0 and solve for x. For the y-intercept, the same things. So the y-intercept is the same thing as the y-coordinate of points where the graph of equation intersects the y-axis. And the same idea how we can find them. Find them. Here we have to set x equals 0 and solve for y. So let me give you an example to explain how to find the x and y intercept. Any question about the definition? Anyone has a question for the definition? It's clear? Okay, let me do example how to find the x and y intercept. So the question is, the example, find the x and y intercepts of the equation y equal x squared minus 2. How we can find the x-intercept? Who will do the first one? X-intercept. So again, here go back. The x-intercept, how to find them? Set y equals 0 and solve for x. So who will do the x-intercept?
Is it 0 equals x squared minus 2?
Exactly. So set y equals 0. So I get 0 equal x squared minus 2. Then we solve for x. We have to find the value for x.
Plus 2, both sides?
2 for both sides. So I get x squared equal to x squared equal to. Then take the square root, right? So take the square root for both sides. I get x equal positive and negative square root of 2. Don't forget the positive and negative. So we have two intercepts. The first one is positive square root of 2, and the second one is minus square root of 2. So the point, the points are positive square root of 2 and negative square root of 2. We'll do the second one, the y-intercept.
Y equal 0 square root 2 negative 2.
Exactly. So the same things here, go back. We set x equals 0 and solve for y. So you plug here x equals 0. So I get y equal 0 square minus 2. So this is mean y equal negative 2. So I have only one y-intercept is y equal negative 2. I have only 1 point. But here I have 2 points. So let me show you how it's look like in the graph. So I know the graph for this one from here, y equal x squared minus 2. This is the graph for the equation. So the x-intercept this point, this is the first point, and this is the second point. This point here, it's the square root of 2. So the point here, is the square root of 2, positive. This is the x-intercept. And the point here, it is minus square root of 2. This is the x-intercept. But the y-intercept, it's this point. And this point is negative 2, as we find it here. It's negative 2. And the x-intercept, it's positive and negative square root of 2. Square root of positive square root of 2, negative square root of 2, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept, it's negative 2. Okay, Now, so it's clear how to find the x and y intercept. Any questions so far? Okay, let's now go to the circle if there is no questions. So the last things in this section is circle. So first things I have to give you the equation of circle. Who know the equation of circle? Anyone has any idea how it's the equation of circle look like? Anyone has any idea how it's the equation of the circle? Okay, let me remind you, maybe you took it in high school. So the equation of circle, this circle has a center h and k and radius r. The equation is x minus the x coordinate for the center h square plus y minus the y coordinate for the center k square equal the radius square. So this is the equation of the circle. X minus h square plus y minus k square equal r square. So for example, let me represent this in xy coordinates. So suppose I have circle of center here. The center is this point is h and k, comma k. This is my h here, and this is k. And the radius of this circle is r. So the graph of this circle look like this. Such that it has a radius r. So this is the radius r. And this is the center h and k. Okay. Suppose the center is 0, 0. What is the equation of the circle going to be? If the center is 0, 0, what is the equation of the circle? So the equation of the circle. What is the equation of the circle when the center is 0, 0? Just plug inside this equation.
So it would be parentheses, open parentheses 0
Okay.
minus
You plug instead of h0. So what you get?
I mean,
X
sorry,
minus-
x.
Yes.
Oh, so can we just put x as a number, like any number?
Keep it x. So x minus 0.
So x
Right.
minus 0 squared
Okay.
plus y minus 0 squared
Equal r
equals,
squared.
yes,
So x minus 0 squared, what do they give me? What is x minus 0 squared?
just x.
X squared.
X squared, yeah.
Yes. So x squared plus y squared. So the equation looks like x squared plus y squared equal r squared. Y you plug here 0 and you plug here 0. So I get x minus 0, everything squared is x squared. Plus y minus 0, everything squared is y squared equal r squared. Okay. Now, let me give you an example. The question is graph each equation. Graph each of the circle equation. First one is x squared plus y squared equal 25. Second one here is x minus 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared equal 25. Here in the beginning, what is the center and what's the radius? Who will give me the center and who will give me the radius for this equation?
Is the the radius, is it 5 squared or 25 squared?
No, I think the radius is 5.
5.
Is it 5?
Yeah, it's 5.
Yes.
So the radius here is the square root of this number, 25. And the square root of 25 is 5. Okay, what is the center?
Zero.
0, 0, right? So it's 0, 0. Why? Because these things, if I make it look like the equation of circle of equation, it's going to be like that. X minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared. And they give me 5 everything squared. So this things is exactly like the equation of circle. So my h here is 0, my k here is 0, 2, my r it's 5. So I get now the radius 5 and the center is 0, 0. Now to graph these things, similar to this. So draw the xy coordinate. So the center is 0, 0. Here is the center. And the radius is 5. So this is the 5 here. This 5. Same things here. So this things, it's going to be look like this. Like this. Let me move this here. This is my 5. And here is it. So again, this is the center is 0, 0. And here is the radius, r equal 5. Make sense? Any question for this first one? How to graph the equation?
Yeah, Professor, the
Yes.
equation underneath center, the one that we just did, what is that for? We just need that to show that that's the equation of the circle?
Yeah. To graph any circle, you need only two things, the center and the radius. So you put the point, the center point in the XY plane, and you draw a circle with radius 5.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you need two things, radius and center, and from these two things, you can draw the circle. So don't forget two things, radius and center. For the second one here, we have to find again the radius and center. What is the center? What's the radius?
The radius is 5
It's 5, exactly.
and the center is -2 and 1.
Okay, so the radius is the square root of 25 is 5, and the center is 2. It's not the -2. The +2, the -1. Why? Because again, here go back to the equation.
Oh, because
The
yeah,
center, it's the h and k such that here negative and negative. So here we have -2, y -1, so 1. So the center is 2 and -1. So again, why? Because here the equation looks like x minus 2 square plus y minus -1 square equal 5 square. Okay. So this is my center, the 2 and -1, and the radius is 5. Now, to draw these things, we have to explain that in the xy when in the coordinate plane, in the Cartesian plane. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. So the center is 2 and -1. Here is 2. This is 1, 2, and -1. So this is the center. And the radius is 5, so I have to move like 5 units from right, 5 units from the left. So it look like something like that. something like that. This is not exactly 5 units, but it's, you have to know the radius is 5. Here r equal 5, and the center here is 2 and negative 1. Okay. It's clear. Anyone has a question?
Professor, can you explain, is it why the center, the numbers or the symbols were switched and how it became negative?
Okay.
I mean positive.
Okay.
Like 2 became positive and 1 became negative.
Okay. So go back to the equation. Equation of circle of center h and k and radius r is x minus h plus y minus k. So here h is positive and y and k is positive, but in the equation, when you plug in an equation, the equation is originally x minus the x coordinate for the center plus y minus the y coordinate for the center. So the minus, it's from the equation, but the sign of the x for the x coordinate and y coordinate originally
Okay,
they
they
are
will be
positive.
applied. It'll
Yes.
change it. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So the same things here. It's x minus, and the original sign for the x coordinate for the center is positive 2. Same things here. Y minus minus 1. Minus 1 is the original y coordinate for the point of the center of the circle. Okay.
Okay, thank
Same
you.
things here. We draw. You're welcome. So we draw a circle with center is 2 and minus 1, and the radius is 5. So now let me give you an example. Another example. So the question is, find the equation of the circle with radius 3 and center 2 comma minus 5. So you just plug all the radius and the center inside the original formula for the circle. So what's the original formula for the circle? What is it?
Is it x plus 2?
X.
Minus 2?
Give me the equation first. Can you give me the equation? X minus what?
X minus, yeah, it's
H
8.
square plus y minus k square equal radius square. This is h, this is k, this is r. Yes, Salim. How you plug it?
X minus 2
2, everything square, plus
plus
y minus
y minus negative 5.
-5
equals 9.
square equals 3 square 9.
Yeah,
Yes,
equals 9.
yes. But let me put it like the equation 3
3 square.
square. So now you simplify everything. What do you get? X minus 2 square, everything square, plus y minus minus is, what is Salim?
Plus 5.
Plus 5 square equal what?
9.
9. So this is the equation of the circle. Just plug inside the original formula for the equation circle. Any question? Anyone has a question? Okay. Before to move to the next slide, by the way, this is my y-axis. This is again the x-axis. Okay. Another example. Find the equation of the circle that has point first point is 1,8 and q is 5, minus 6 as the endpoints of diameter. So let me explain before we start solving this question, this example. So I have circle. This circle has 2 points in the diameter that passing point have 2 points that pass. It's the endpoints of the diameter. So here is the center, because the diameter passing the center. The first point is here, for example, and the second point is a Q here. How we can find the equation of the circle if they give me 2 points in the diameter?
Can you, what was it? Use those points to plug it in for like X and Y, or?
But to find an equation of the circle, I need 2 things. Like I said before, I need the radius and I need a center. So how can I find the radius and how can I find the center from this point, the endpoints of in the diameter? So the radius is not given and the center is not given, but the only things given 2 points in the end of the diameter.
You can graph it, I guess.
If we graph it, and maybe we can do it, but can we use like some things that we learned from before?
Can you
Substitute
try subtracting x2 from x1?
x2 from x1 doesn't help because I could not find the radius and the center too. Like even if I want to subtract this from this one and this one from this one, they will not give me the center and they will not give me the length of the radius too. So how can I find that center? The center, let me give you an idea. The center is the midpoint between this point and this point. And we took last time the formula for the midpoint. So what's the formula? What's the formula for the midpoint? Because always the center is the midpoint between the 2 points, the endpoints of the diameter. So I can use the midpoint as the center. Where's the midpoint from last time?
Is it x1 plus x2 over 2?
Yes. And what's
And
the y
then
called?
the y1 plus y2 over 2?
Over 2. Yes. So the midpoint is the center. So here, exactly, the midpoint is the midpoint. So the midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2 from last time, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. So you plug everything from these 2 points. So the first x1 is, so what is the center now? So x1 is 1, x2 is 5, y1 is 8, y2 is minus 6. And you plug inside this formula. What I have, I will do it.
1
Plus
plus
what?
y
Over 2,
8 and negative 6.
minus 6 over 2. What I have, 1 plus 6, 1 plus 5 is 6 over 2 is
3.
8 minus 6 is 2
1.
over 2 is 1. So the center here, this point is 3, 1. I found the center. Now, how can I find the radius? The radius is the distance from here to here, or from here to here. How can I find the radius? By using the formula from previous section. So I get the center. What's the radius? How can I find the radius? By the way, the radius is distance. And last time we talked about distance and stuff like that. So how we can find the radius?
Divided by 2.
What you said, Mubina? What you said?
I was gonna say to divide it by 2 if we knew the
Divided by 2. Okay. What about if we take, like, you remember the distance formula from last time? We talk about the distance between any 2 points. So I have the center and I have this point, or I have this center and I have this point. So I can find the distance from the center to Q or the center to B. So the distance from the center to B or the center from to Q is the radius. Make sense? So now who will do the, okay, let's do the radius. The radius is the distance. The distance from the center to B or Q, whatever I need. Like I'm going to choose B to B. So what is the distance from C comma B from last time? Who will remind me the formula?
It's distance equals square root of and then it's like x2 minus x1
x2 minus
to the
x2
second
minus x1 square plus
plus y2 minus y1 squared.
square. Yes. So I have my, okay, so my points again, it's the center. Let me rewrite it again. So the center has 3 comma 1 and the point B has the point 1 comma 8. Okay, so this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. You plug inside this formula. So x2 is 1 minus x1 is 3 square plus y2 is 8 minus y1, it's 1 square. Here, let me make it good. So 1 minus 3 is, it's -2, square is 4. So I get 4 plus 8 minus 1 is 7, square is 49. So now 49 plus 4 is
53.
3. So this is my radius and this is the center. So I get the radius. Here is the center and this is the radius, this one. So now we plug this, you use these two things, and you plug inside the formula for the radius, for the circle equation. So the circle equation now, the circle equation is x minus, this is my h here, and this is my k, and this is r. So x minus h, x minus 3 square plus y minus 1 square equal the radius square root of 53 square. So I want to simplify it more. So x minus 3 square plus y minus 1 square equal square root of 53 square is 53. And this is the equation of the circle. Makes sense? Any question? Anyone has a question? I can repeat if you not get the idea. So like I said before, I need center and I need radius. By these two things, I can plug it inside the equation of the circle. So again, x minus h, 3 square, plus y minus k, everything square, equal the radius square. This is my radius. Square root of 53, everything square, they give me 53. And I get the equation of the circle. Any questions so far? Okay, let's now go to last example in this section. So the example is now show the equation x square plus y square plus 2x minus 6y plus 7 equal 0 represent a circle. And find the center and the radius. Then find the center and the radius. So look, I have a quadratic equation, x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 6y plus 7 equals 0. How can I change this equation to be look like circle equation, like this? Like this. So my equation, I needed this equation be look like something like that, x minus h squared plus y minus k, everything square equal r squared.
I got a question. Did they already give you the radius or?
Here we did not give you, I just only give you equation. I did not give you radius, I did not give you center, and I give you only the equation. I need to change something in this equation to be look like this. Then after you get equation like this, you find the radius and you find the center. You can find the center and you can find the radius. I give you 1 minute, 2 minutes to think about these things. So I give you 1 minute to think how you can change this equation to be look like this equation. Any idea so far?
Is the x and y 0?
The x and y 0. The x and the y, no, I cannot apply. If I apply here the x and the y 0, they will not give me 0. Why? Because here let's plug the x equals 0. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 minus 0 plus 7 equals 0. So I get 7 equals 0, and this is not true. 7 cannot be equal 0. So the x and y is not 0.
Can
I-
you put
yes.
-7 towards the 0?
-7.
Yeah, pass it to the other side.
Okay, then what I have to do? This is good idea.
So
My best.
-7 on each side.
Okay. So he said, move the 7 here to the other side. by subtracting 7 from both sides. So I get x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 6y equals 7. Then
And basically that's
erasing what?
I'm thinking you're gonna group the x's now.
What's
The x and the y is grouping.
the grouping? Okay, perfect. So let me grouping the like terms. So x squared and 2x. X squared plus 2x and the y squared with a minus y. So y squared minus 6y equals 7. So
Negative,
it's like a
-7.
-7, yeah. Mm. Okay. So it's like close to be like the equation circle. Look above. It's close to this, but what we have to do now? How can I make it square? Like what exactly we have?
We gotta get the x's by itself, like without the square. So the square's got to be outside.
Square, how?
square root.
Yeah, like
If
see
we're
how?
taking,
Yeah, my fault, bro. So
if we take the square root, it doesn't like it's not gonna help. Why? Because if I take square root of the both side, taking square root of this number, they will not be like they give me error. They will not give me a solution because square root of any negative number, like I said before, is undefined for real numbers. What about if we complete the square for first parentheses and the second parentheses? If we complete the square from like previous classes, do you think it's gonna help here if we complete the square for this parentheses and this parentheses?
Yeah, because if you complete the square, then you can factor them.
Yes, exactly. And we're going to get something like square, like this. So let me complete the square for first parentheses and the second parentheses. I will do it together. So to complete the square for this parentheses, we have to add in the both side, this side and this side of the equation, b over 2 square. So what is the b here?
2.
2. So 2 over 2 square. Like we adding in this side of the equation, we have to add it in the other side of the equation. So we add here 2 over 2 square. And what's the completing of the square of this parentheses?
-6/2.
Exactly.
9.
So plus,
wouldn't it?
plus -6 over 2 square. -6 over 2 square. Same things we have to add here. -6 over 2 square. Okay, let's do it. So here I get x squared plus 2x plus 2 over 2 is 1. Square is 1. Plus the green one here is y squared minus 6y plus -6 over 2 is -3, square is 9. And now here I get 9, and I get here also +1. Hold on, same screen color. So I get here 1, and the rest is 7. This -7. So -7 +1 +9. The 9 comes from the green one here. The blue one is 1. Now let's complete the square here. What's the factoring for these things here? What is the factor for the first parentheses?
That's x plus 1 squared.
X plus 1 squared. What's the factor for the second parentheses?
Y minus 3 squared.
Yes. Equal 9 plus 1, 10, minus 7 is 3. Wow. So look, this equation look like this equation. So now this equation look like this equation. So what is my h? What is my k? What is my r? It's easy now to find the center and to find the radius. What is the center now? It's h. What is h here?
1
Minus 1.
minus 1, excuse me.
Exactly. And what is k?
+3.
Plus 3. Perfect. What is the radius?
Radical 3.
Radical of 3. And that's it. We finish this example. So everyone, now we stop until here today. Going to the web sign, because the quiz it's start already, but don't worry, I will add 1 minute more for the quiz. Any questions so far for this thing? Okay, we're going to stop until here today.